Professor, I'm surrounded by so many living things now. What differentiates them from the non-living things?
Well, I hope you still remember about Mrs. Gren.
Mrs. Gren? I'm not sure.
Its movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. Do you remember that? Those are the characteristics of living organisms. What differentiate the living and the non-living things.
Now I remember. Thanks, Professor. By the way, how do you identify this vast number of creatures? How do you know what they are?
It's not difficult for me to identify them because I've studied them for years, and it's not difficult to study them because they have been classified. They have been put into groups. This is what we call classification.
What did the biologists use to classify them?
Biologists classified them based on their morphology, how they appear, and their anatomy, a more detailed structure, tissues, organs, etc. Recently, scientists use the most powerful classification tool, which is the DNA analysis.
Wow! Who did this classification thing first, Professor?
Carl Linnaeus was the first who tried to classify organisms in a scientific way. He introduced his classification system in 1735. He identified about 12,000 different species.
Wow!
He put the species in classification levels. Species are grouped into genus, genus into family, family into order, order into classes, classes into phylum, and phylum into kingdom. King Philip called out for good soup. You can use that mnemonic to memorize the levels of classification.
King Philip called out for good soup. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Awesome! Thank you, Professor. Now, how did he name the species, sir?
The naming system he coined is called binomial nomenclature. All species got a name which consists of two names. The first name is its genus, and the second name is its species. The first name has to be started with a capital letter, while the rest should be in lowercase. When you handwrite the species name, you have to use underline, but when you type it, please use italics. Oh, remember, the name of a species should be in Latin or Latinized, like Carolus Linnaeus, our father of taxonomy.
Wow! Thank you, Professor. I learned a lot.